Sessions with Mary Jane with Brendan O'Brien, Reena Ezra, and Jordan Freed. And he just gave me a look, but it's Nick Bailey. Because I called you a classic steamy guy.
Classic steamy guy. What's that even mean?
Pictures.
Yes.
I love that for Nick's introduction to this, there's a like cool ass motorcycle in the background. So it sounds like Nick just rode up on a motorcycle and was just here to do the podcast. So thank you for coming, Nick.
Yeah, thank
Sponsored
you
by Harley Davidson. Actually, no sponsorships here. We're in this teeny tiny little studio. I like it. I'm still conflicted. What is steamy about me? I don't get it.
What's steamy about you? Well, your hair's always on point. Mm-hmm. That's a steamy thing.
That's a fact.
You're well put together. You look good in the shirt you have right now. You look very good in shirts.
Yeah, you're a shirt man.
Also, your facial hair is, I really dig it right now. It's clean.
You sound like my mom. I don't agree with you.
Oh, well,
you'll get used to it. She sounds like my mom, too.
Listen, because Jordan, I'm going to say it, sometimes not put together.
Whoa!
Your clothes, if I could read you your clothes.
Throw me under the dang bus.
Oof.
All right, give him his challenge.
Yeah.
Oh,
there is a challenge.
Wow, I'm so hurt.
Now it's really getting steamy.
How do you, did you know there was going to be a challenge? You're surprised. How does this make you feel?
No, I assumed there were going to be many surprises. Like, I didn't know we would have to walk all the way here.
Oh, yes, Nick. We're only surprises around here.
Okay. So
that's it.
You have the length of the episode. You can interrupt at any time. It's just as many as you can get. You have to list names of stand-up comedy specials.
Of specials?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
It could be any special ever?
Any and every one.
If it's qualified as a stand-up comedy special.
Right now?
Yeah, now.
Let's see.
Later.
He's gonna shoot these off.
Crap. Happy Thoughts.
Yes.
People Pleaser. Mm-hmm. Crap, I forgot Daniel Tosh's first one. I feel very conflicted.
Wow, Daniel Tosh.
Completely Serious. There we go. That's three Tosh specials. That's how I got into it. That's how I got into the game, watching late night television.
Wait, was that it? Is that what pulled you into stand-up?
Yeah, I just randomly... I never watched an entire special. Daniel Tosh's Completely Serious. I think it was like 2008. That was before he had Tosh Point on.
Seems like such a different word.
But I watched it like maybe like 3 or 4 years after it came out. Wow. And that's like the first entire special I watched. I just watch it over and over and over.
Wow.
I don't know. People like to shit on Tosh Point a lot. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because of like the whole like Fantasy Factory dilemma, just people comparing shows and stuff like that. But other specials, let's see. Sticks and Stones, For What It's Worth. How do I not know the name of the other Chappelle specials? See? Well, that's two.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm on 5 now.
How did you know what was your style of comedy when you got into, or you figured that out along the way?
It's weird to say because I still don't think I even know my style like anybody else. I feel like there's a certain amount of time before anybody tries to like find their voice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because when me and Jordan did our show the other night, I filmed everybody's sets.
Yeah, where was that? Just remind the audience.
Mattingly's Tavern in Florida, New York. Google it, kids. It's a place. It's like Paris, Texas. But when me and Jordan did our show the other night, filmed everybody's sets, I was like, all right, this is great. Everybody crushed. Let me see mine. Oh, God, what do I sound like? Ugh. I'm like, hello, everybody. How are you on this fine night? Why do I sound like that? I feel like I should give myself an accent or something.
You know, but I do think you have a very nice tone of voice, though. Like, when you were at Weedman's recently, and when you did your set, that was a very good set. I'm not just saying that to flatter you or a bias.
When I rewatched that set, I thought I sounded better in that. I was more focused on what I was doing. I was comfortable. But I was comfortable at Mattingly's, too.
Is it because you had to produce that show? Was it, like, hard for you tapping into the creativity while also trying to set up a show? Cause
being overwhelmed, yeah.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And
I
also,
didn't think about it like that, yeah.
Last-minute people, you know, like comics, always saying that they're going to come through and they're not coming through.
Yeah, you ever experienced that, Nick? You ever experienced the disappointment of the comedy world?
No, I have everybody from high school supporting me at all times. Pieces of shit.
When did you start doing stand-up, Nick?
The first time I ever did stand-up, and I joked about this the other night too, the first place I did stand-up was in this place called Cafe a la Mode. And
wait, how old were you?
That was when I was 18.
Oh,
But I wasn't like actively doing comedy. It was like a once in a while thing for me. Fun fact about that place: the owner was just outside the Capitol building this past January.
God.
Yep.
And then everyone knows.
And then they found his Twitter, and it was just all this satanic, anti-Semitic agenda based in tweets. Just the dude was crazy, and he's still in business.
I think it's still a functioning cafe. I drove by there.
Yeah,
Oh
100%.
my
Hey, let's go to the open mic later.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Gotta
used
grind,
to go
bro.
there.
Yeah.
They used to think that was like the wholesome place, that like all the good people went.
Yeah, I guess every place is wholesome until you find out that it's
Hey,
not.
Nazis can be wholesome.
Can they, like, in the future?
I don't know what those words mean. I don't think they go together.
It's a nice try. Like, in theory, it could have gone together well, but...
You mentioned Florida and New York. Am I correct? You grew up there?
My entire life, 24 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Born in Warwick, but in town
Oh, you were
Florida.
born in Warwick, just
Yep.
like Brendan.
You're born
Oh
in
my
Warwick,
God,
too?
he was. Yeah, hospital in
Yeah.
Warwick, New York. Isn't that right?
Technicalities that we don't have to discuss.
Technicalities are correct.
Our lawyers
so.
are looking
You got
at it.
birthed into a car, didn't you? You were.
Wait, is that your story?
Were you conceived in a car?
I don't
I've
know.
conceived in cars many times.
Wait, I'm sorry. You were.
That's not important.
You. How did your parents meet? Go in that story.
They knew each other in high school, and
they were
I
high
think they
school
hit it off at an
sweethearts?
apple orchard. Awesome.
Aw.
Such a classic Warwick.
That is such a classic.
That is as Warwick as it gets.
I love that. I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I noticed also you have. Is that paint on your hands?
Yes.
So.
I paint houses, but I'm not Robert De Niro. You have to watch The Irishman to get that reference.
I love
This
his
episode also
references.
brought to you by The Irishman.
I love his references. Wait, how are you at painting houses? It seems very difficult. If I'm gonna be honest, how many ladders you gotta be on? I mean, just one at a time, but
40-foot ladders.
I'd be so fucking scared.
You can't see it, fellow listeners, but outside I'm staring at this, what's that, a bank? Town
Yeah,
hall.
maybe some sort of center. It doesn't really say on the
We
side.
like to give people something to look at when they're here.
It's a brick building.
It looks like a church. Think of it as a church. A church.
It's definitely not a church, but
It's a church to somebody.
It has a steeple-ish thing. Anyway, yeah, I think we could put, like, our tallest ladder on there, 45, 50 feet. So, like, I'm working on roofs a lot. I'm not working high altitude. There's danger.
Are you scared?
Lots of danger. It's weird. I've never really been afraid of heights, but it depends on the situation you're in. Like, think like if you're going for a hike somewhere, and you're literally climbing up a mountain or whatever, you're fine. You're on the ground still. But when I'm on a ladder, I'm climbing, and this is just a narrow object that I'm on. I have to hook a bucket and paint, and I gotta like make sure I got these two tools with me, and I'm up there just like,
oh my God.
I'm getting paid to do this.
Wait, someone's holding the bottom of your ladder, right?
Like I said, every situation's different. Like
Oh my God.
sometimes, let's say if we were in like a city suburb like Rutherford right now, we'd have to put the ladder out in the road sometimes and park a car in front of the tire.
Oh, whoa.
Because there's no lawn. You can't put like two steel pegs in the ground. It's just okay in the street.
Wow.
You're gonna be watching traffic and making sure I don't fall.
Oh,
wow.
If
That's
you
what it
fall
is.
off, that'd be a great stand-up comedy special.
I'd not be here.
But if you made it,
You might survive.
Also though, yeah, your dad owns the company, runs the business, right? So
Ray
he
Bailey
thought
painted and
he
stuff.
thought great idea. Let me put my son up there. Let me give him some
Now,
experience.
Here's a fun fact. I come from a family of 4 other siblings. I'm the 4th of 5.
Are you on
Yeah.
the baby?
So everybody in the family
Oh,
has
no,
had
I'm
their
5,
share of
never
painting.
mind. You're the
I'm
wait,
the
everybody?
I'm the 4th born of 5 kids.
Oh, okay. But all of you have done the duty.
My oldest brother, Jordan met you met him the other night. Ray.
Yeah, wow, he is very.
What was
different
funny?
than
He
you.
wasn't
Yeah.
he wasn't allowed in during your set until like toward the very end.
Why?
What?
Because Tom said we reached capacity.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, all right,
Oh.
excellent. And then you went up, and Ray was knocking on the window like, yo, let me in. I'm like, can't.
Wow, we're a great
Wait your turn.
turnout. Yeah, that seemed like a really, really good show.
I was
From what
great.
Jordan
Like,
told me. That was great. I'm so happy that happened.
I I'm like, and what's good about that right now, I'm trying not to have an ego with it, but it's like, no, seriously, because like everybody's like hitting me up now. It's like, oh, that looked like a good show. That looked like a good show.
Yeah.
You have any others coming up? It's like, for you to see? Sure. But there's like a couple people I was considering putting on my show, but like I'm getting like this mass of friend requests now because of the people that I tagged in the post.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh shit, this is what it's like.
You know, because you provide, you put it together, you went through, like, you were the adult responsible, had your shit together and did it all, and then, like, compensated for the performers. So people, like, like,
you gotta
people
build,
are
like, build trust with
exactly
the comics,
trust
the establishments, the people that you bring.
And then they are, they're thankful. They are, like, that's, because I'm sure they have a bunch of other gigs too that it's not this great outcome. Yeah.
And what I did for that too, like I did some traditional marketing in the mix, and everybody's dependent on staring at their smartphone, looking at their computer all the time now. I took a different method. Like I haven't done this since maybe like high school. I printed out flyers for like the first time in like ever.
I think that's a classic. I think that's still like, you know,
but you'd see that for like
Yeah.
nightclubs or people handing out stuff in the city. Like I went around my entire town giving these businesses flyers, posting them up to people that wanted them.
Yeah. And then also it spreads through word of mouth. And then like that's, you know, number one. So yeah.
Because think about like how much shit you scroll through and then forget about.
That's so true.
And no offense. Think about all the information people will forget on a podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna forget about this too. As goes sessions.
Like
When the munchies hit, our memories leave.
Like I just watched Rogan and Chappelle's podcast they put up the other day. I can't remember the 90%.
Their
of
shit's
whatever
way longer than ours.
Still,
that's
it's
not,
like
we're not
it's like, oh wow, this is it. Like, oh okay. What did they talk about again?
Yeah, I feel like
getting
I'm.
high?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a dog with my memory, where now it's just short bursts, and then it's long term.
Yeah. What is the flyer version of a podcast? Is it like going up to a person and just talking in their face for a full hour? Is that like the more like what like
flyer version of a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess put a button on yourself, and then they have to press it, and then you give them the information.
Impractical
orally.
Jokers.
Yeah. That probably is the closest thing to it, and they're still making shit. They're still doing it. They are, and I wonder how long they will. I guess they're almost at the age where it's like they'll be like the cute, funny old men. Like they're already old, but they'll be like really old men, like grandpa age.
They're like all in their late 40s at least. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I was never a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were funny. If you ever see a YouTube video of their improv,
Yeah, they're funny.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
Complete ass. Their improv is so bad, but they figured out how to do the Impractical Jokers, like this game using their strength, like, and this show obviously is you know skyrocketed, like it was huge, it got big,
They're
got like
gazillionaires.
it was
They're actually
great.
trillionaires.
Yeah.
They would do okay. I don't know about that.
No,
They
they're
are
a factual
I think they're from
podcast.
Staten Island, but
They are richer than Elon
They
Musk.
all went to the same school together, and like they known each other for that long.
I'm Elon
but-
Musk.
Hi Elon, how you doing?
We're gonna build a pit. I'm gonna put rockets in there.
Yeah.
That rocket's gonna have another pit, and then the pit's gonna have a tunnel, and 420 Doge. Let's go to the moon with everything.
Wow, Elon, you're exactly what I thought you were gonna be and more. Can I have money?
South African.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I have to let everyone know that Elon Musk is from South Africa,
I didn't know that.
and they are fascinated by the things I knew 5 years ago.
Oh, you knew that 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I knew Elon before he was a mainstream.
Wow, you're an Elon
Wow.
hipster. Oh my god.
So where's your Doge?
Corporate America.
Why were you into Elon from a young age?
I think I just randomly stumbled upon him. I forgot. Well, I remember I just watched one video once of like a Tesla car blowing up. Don't ask how I know that. It was
Oh.
I just found a video. It was like in Russia or something. Some guy took a iPhone video of a car on fire and had like electric sparks actually going like zzz, zzz, a couple of times in it.
Ooh.
I didn't, and I was like, what's a Tesla? I just looked up what it was,
Ooh.
and then I just so Elon. It was
that's
weird.
the
I always googled
beginning.
what billionaires do to do them and where they came from, even though they already came from money in the first place. But it's like Elon founded PayPal, CEO of Tesla, the Boring Company, and like SpaceX, all this other stuff. I'm like, this guy is fascinating, and I didn't know he was like a jokester too, like just a troll on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. But he just shits a game to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do you aspire to have a lot of money? I guess like everyone does, but do you feel like you like particularly want up to be wealthy?
I'm realistic because I set a limit already.
What's your limit?
Like what? I do stand-up comedy. There's no stand-up comedy billionaire, right?
Chappelle?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, definitely.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That is true. Okay,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, you just have to have that a hit show.
Yeah. And syndication.
Bill Cosby.
Is he a billionaire?
Not anymore.
At
Probably
one
was
point.
before his legal issues.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Kevin
And
Hart's
his
getting
drug
close, but
habits.
it's more from movies than
Kevin
his
Hart is
stand-up.
good. Yeah, but that's the thing. They do, it starts somewhere and then it transfers to different medias, in the industry. So, it's have you ever acted in a movie, or are you like?
I've done a couple of short films. I had a backstage account. There we go. Making my big break backstage.
Yeah, we are not sponsored by them. We pay full price.
Well, you should have a sponsor. My backstage.
Fuck me, right? Still haven't gotten enough auditions to pay off my backstage.
Yeah,
Damn.
I didn't know your acting background, Nick. I didn't.
Should I tell you the short film story or the Hulu story? Because I feel like I should.
Both.
Yeah,
Oh.
So
You're here forever.
So I have
You're
to.
in the dungeon.
I feel like I should edit my posters. You know how like people have like seen at the Broadway Comedy Club or seen at Gotham or just at any famous club or whatever. I should put. Some people have like Fox and Comedy Central. I should put Hulu on mine because I was a principal extra.
Ooh.
Kind of a big deal
Cool.
because it's
Wow.
not background extra.
For what? What was it for?
So this is what it was. Like my first job I found on Backstage actually, it was for a show called The Food That Built America. And I only took it because it was filming in Middletown, New York. So it's like, okay, this is 15 minutes from me. So, oh, cool, it's a 13-hour day. It's an actual gig. It's an actual show. And I found I was going to be on the History Channel. I'm like, okay,
That's
this is
cool.
getting more interesting because I know they did those, like, inventor shows like Thomas Edison and
Yes.
the, who else? The Wright brothers, Carnegie, Rockefeller, those guys. So this one was, like, the food empires. So, like, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Kellogg's. Mine was the Heinz ketchup business, and it was weird. It was weird because like there was no such thing as condiments back then. It was like medicinal mixes where there's sauces and stuff they would have to get from China.
That's so.
I guess it was like I don't know if it was like during the middle of the spice trades or not, because that was just centuries from like India, China, Europe, and everything.
Spice trade just makes me think of the Spice Girls being traded. I'm sorry, go
That's
ahead.
called trafficking. But
Did you get
Not like that, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Did you get free packets at least for your slave?
Oh, yeah, you
No.
get Heinz, you get
no,
Heinz.
everything was
Heinz
fake.
ketchup
They had like these crates of props, and there was an entire crate of like fake pickles, because that pickles and vinegar and like everything that's used to make ketchup, whatever. But so the episode, our holding was in a church in Middletown, right on the main street, and they're like, okay, the set's right across the street. I was like, in the abandoned strip club. Okay, that's like no, this warehouse. I'm like, all right, let's get to work. And it's just, how like every music video now is just in like a giant warehouse,
Yeah.
just a white or gray warehouse,
Yeah.
smoke and everything. That's what it was. And it's like, shit, I drive past this all the time when I
Wow.
was going to OC,
And is this
Orange County Community College.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Wait,
Whoa,
that
hot
was
take.
Hulu?
We're
So,
what's
so this
the
one,
short-
it was originally
what's
for
the short-
History Channel, but then they just streamed it on Hulu last year. One of my best friends hit me up, and he lives in North Carolina. He's like, "Dude, are you screwing in a light bulb on television?" I'm like, "That's me." I'm watching this show on Hulu right now. I'm like, "It's on Hulu?"
Oh my
I'm like,
god!
so I should, everybody's like, "Fuck, this comedian's seen on Fox, and this comedian's seen on Comedy Central," and like,
You do know what's
Nick,
gonna check.
on
but
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Principal
what-
extra.
So what's the short film story?
The short film stuff also on Backstage, like this one I was just doing for the heck of it because I didn't have acting experience. Like background acting is just
Yeah.
whoosh.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
flailing my arms. Whoosh, whoosh. Come on, let's walk up and down the street for 12 hours and get paid minimum wage. All
Yeah,
right.
Nick Bailey acts like a weirdo every day.
How do you know that?
Because I see it in front of my eyes.
He's a weirdo too. Nothing like a weirdo watching a weirdo.
What was your question?
No, you just the short film.
Okay, the short film I found on Backstage. I just wanted to do it because it's like I actually need acting experience, and no place is gonna put you in any movie if you don't even have a reel. So it's like shit. I don't have a reel. I don't even have any stand-up put on YouTube yet. So, one was just random and said, "Oh, can you come to the New York Film Academy tomorrow?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." Never been there. Heard about it. Pretty good. And it was just a few streets down from the World Trade Center. I didn't know it was like down Battery Park.
I took a class there.
What,
That
improv
was my
or?
first like intro to film.
Okay.
Oh.
I took a filmmaking class in high school. Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh, you got to go there for high school? They brought
I went
you
there
get to
during there just
first
to like
class?
try it out before I went to college.
That's
to see
cool.
like they have like summer courses you could take, like 1 week or like a whole summer course.
See, that's what kids need. Some more hands-on experience.
No, I was
they want
very
to know
blessed. I was very
go to-
blessed to go to do
study
that.
it.
It was very chill.
Yeah, were you also blessed in your time at the New York Film
Oh, it was
Academy?
actually real good.
Yeah,
They were
so-
like, I thought it was just gonna be something where you just like hang out and then do your job and leave. But they're actually like very hospitable to me. They're like, "Oh, you need coffee? You need water? You rehearse the lines? These are my friends."
Oh, they treated you like a human.
Yeah, they were professional and
What?
That's good. That's good.
Treating-
That's good.
Production assistants like humans.
He wasn't a PA.
He was an actor.
Yeah.
like Tobias Funke. I'm an out of work actor, but you never really had a acting job. Like, excuse me.
She has
So I'm
not
out of
seen
work.
that.
You haven't seen Arrested Development?
I've
Yeah.
seen parts of it.
No
No,
more
did not
spoilers.
get reeled
No more
in. Did not
spoilers.
get reeled
She
in. I
did
wasn't.
not like it.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, this is torture. Like, people, I don't understand people, and like Schitt's Creek too. I'm sorry, I don't like whoever I offend. I really don't give a shit because it's just not for me. Comedy's subjective. I watch it, and I'm just like,
Go off.
this is not
Yeah.
funny.
Dan
It's
Levy
just not
is listening
funny. It's
right now. Talk to him, Reena. Tell him
Hey,
how you feel.
I
don't
liked
think
his
Arrested
dad
Development was
in
a
Dumber and Dumber.
funny show. I just had like a lot of memes in it.
I like this dad in Dumb and Dumber. He was you don't remember that? Dan
Who?
Levy's dad? Oh my god, forget it.
wait,
Look it up,
Eugene
people.
Levy?
Moving on. Yes, yes!
You call him Dan Levy's dad. Wow, that means that Dan Levy is officially the more famous
Which
of the
one's
Levys
the
now.
dad?
Eugene. Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm right. Dan is his son.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They want to levy a tax on
Oh
somebody.
my god. What?
You're
Okay.
trying to levy a tax on me.
What are we talking
I
about?
completely forgot where we were.
I got I made an Arrested Development
That's
reference. This is
the
what I get.
man.
Okay, no. So the short, but what did you have to do in the short film?
Oh yeah, in the short film,
Sorry.
I don't know who wrote it. It was I titled it on my YouTube. I called it Dark Room because the thing that they were trying to do, they were trying to experiment with lights. So overhead lights.
So you were also screwing a light bulb in this one too.
Shit, I didn't realize that. God.
So- Nick
So
thinks
you
it's
just
screwing a
look
light
like an
bulb.
electrician.
I want to be.
This guy doesn't look like he can paint.
Cast
He
me
looks
as
like he's
Electro
screwing
in
light bulbs.
Spider-Man Nowhere Home.
You need me to screw something?
Yeah. Nick, sorry.
Here's my wife.
I do my own plumbing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
New York Film
What were you
Academy.
saying, Brent?
Nick, this might be an intrusive question, so apologies in advance, but would you ever do porn? Just because we have the thing about the screwing the light bulb. Does the idea of doing
You
porn
know,
just
you are
go-
single. Yeah, you're not committed to anybody.
I'm priceless, so no.
Good answer. How much, though? No. no.
$2.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
That's not bad.
OnlyFans.com.
Yeah, but you when in your acting experience, did you enjoy acting? Were you a fan?
Yeah,
of
would
the
you do
experience?
more?
I would love to do more. Yeah, so in that project, it was just they were testing overhead lights and see how they looked, and then they had to see, like I had to like light a candle in the scene, but the candlelight wasn't enough, so they had to practice like what it looked like if you were looking at it. So they had a small little thermal lamp with an orange tint over it, so that it made it look like it was a lot brighter than it should be. Light from a TV or a phone, and I just had to act out a scene with this one other kid. Had a few lines, and I don't think it had like really like any context to it. We were just like, "Hey
So
man,
you
what's
had
going on?"
lines?
And yeah.
Oh, I was
Just,
wondering if you.
yeah, just stuff like, "Hey man, what's going on? Hey, you watched the news today?" Stuff like that, and then at the very end, they make it seem like it's a sci-fi horror, but you just have to assume what it could be.
Did you ever see that project when it was done?
I did.
You watched it?
Mm-hmm.
And what were your thoughts? You were like, damn, this is trash. No.
No, it was actually very well made.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You mentioned before that when you listen back on your set from the other night that like you were like a little like you were like upset at like listening to it. Generally,
not the set, just my own voice.
Your voice, right?
Like I feel like I could have like projected it better.
Yeah. Generally, do you like watching back your work after you've done it, whether it is stand up or acting or anything else that you do artistically?
Like I said, like painting. It all depends because every little project is different. It's like I could like this one thing, I could hate this other one, and it's like I loved what we did that night, but also I just hate my own voice in a video. That's really it. I didn't like hate everything.
I don't think a lot of people like how they sound.
Yeah.
How are you gonna like it on this podcast? You had a podcast for a little bit. Did you have to give up because you didn't like?
Yeah, I gave up after like 6 episodes.
Wait, what was it called?
Envycast.
Yeah.
Oh right!
We were
Oh my
on it.
god!
Yeah, we were on it.
You're right. Like that was
the first
such a
thing
fun
that
episode.
Late Night Hump did.
It was. Why didn't you? Also, again,
Because
you
I
had
was getting
such
like
nice voice for
20. I was getting like
radio.
less than 20 hits, and they weren't even like entire streams. People
Yeah,
just
but
clicked
you have
on
to
it.
be It's consistency. It's really, honestly,
I'm
that's
co-
what
well,
a lot
I-
of it is.
I'm consistent in stand-up. I thought it was be consistent in a podcast. It just didn't kick off the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gradual. That's what I'm saying. I don't think anything ever just kicks off that way unless unless you're already at some sort of status where you have this huge following. If you're gaining a following through the podcast, I don't know. That's just
Hey,
from
if the man
our
wants to quit the podcast
experience.
game, let him quit.
No,
He
fuck
needs
it.
to-
You
I'll do
have
whatever
a
I
great
want.
voice. You ever then just give me.
Okay, then tell
give
me. Tell me.
pre-recordings.
Reena, you
Yes.
red glasses. Tell me,
Rita is wearing red glasses, confirmed.
Yes.
what does envy even mean?
Like jealousy?
No.
Or like
my
your
brand.
envy pictures.
My brand.
Oh.
What is it?
Oh, you told me this before.
No video.
Clever.
Yeah.
No close but no cigar.
I know this, but
Oh,
I
I
see if Rena knows.
Well, because you had. It was also something with
Wrong.
Your, it
I'm
was
gonna
something
just
with
say
your
the entire
name,
thing.
Wait, can I?
right? It was
Okay,
something
yes,
with your
yes,
name,
yes.
right? I'm close. I'm so fucking
Nick
close.
Van.
Van? Like what,
Was
Van
this
Morrison?
is this
That's
your
your
middle
name.
name?
Van.
Is this your middle name?
Vincent.
Dan Bailey.
What are you talking about?
Nick the Van Bailey.
Don't pay mind to the man in the
Vincent.
corner. Don't pay any
Vincenzo.
mind to. Yeah. So you go ahead. Say it.
Because
So
if you don't know my little side hustles, photography, videography, editing, I called it Envy Pictures. One, I didn't want to make anything basic like Nick Bailey photography or productions by so and so.
Yeah, it's
or,
so
or even
basic.
something that would sound a little bougie, whatever, like digital image shutter works of. It's just it's too saturated. Everybody uses something like that. I'm like, I want to do something. So it's kind of corny how I came up with it. I listened to a lot of hip hop growing up, and I was like, Eminem. Why is he called Eminem? Marshall Mathers, M&M. Whoa. So I decided to do something like that with like rap names and stuff like that. So I made my own full name and acronym. So it's like NVB. It's like, okay, get rid of the B. I like how envy sounds.
Envy.
And a lot of people have been like hitting me up for work, and it's like, what if this is making anybody jealous?
But instead of the letters NV, then you had ENVY.
Yes.
Right? NV. I really do like the name. I do.
Yeah.
But
Let
also,
me
it
let me
sounds,
ask you all.
uh-huh.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. It also sounds like if you had a private investigator who's a photographer, NV pictures.
Yeah.
It's like I'll take pictures, make you jealous. It's my God, you caught it.
Coming up next on Cheaters.
Yes. Wedding photographer. What were you saying? That was part of your joke, a divorce photographer. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that actually happened. Like in 2018, I did a wedding, and I'm friends with the girl on Facebook, but she never ever posted any of my pictures to Facebook or even saw like a friend tag her
Which
in
is
any
so
of mine.
rude.
And I don't understand it. So she uploaded pictures from her iPhone. And that was it. I'm like, okay, I was paid. Whatever, just get that out of your mind. And then I think only a few months ago, I think she filed for divorce because this couldn't handle marriage, and then just this whole pandemic. Brendan, I mean, that's how 70% of marriages end. So
No, I know. It's so fast, sorry.
Brendan has never had divorced parents, so he doesn't know
Yeah.
what it's like. So he
Same.
finds it funny.
Same.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, none of you, actually, you three boys, yes, have not met. I mean, whatever. have not.
Don't mock us,
Your
Reena.
parents are still
what do you
together.
mean, you people?
Huh?
What do you mean, you people?
you people.
What do
that
you
have
mean, you people?
Healthy. Wait, your parents have been divorced?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm the only divorced kid.
Really?
So you three
Shit.
have had what? Happy upbringings? People got along? Okay, do you have any I also wanted to know if you had any. Oh, you didn't finish what you were saying.
No, I was just gonna ask before because what I made
Yes.
my side hustle out of an acronym. What are your full names? Okay. Start with Brendan.
My name is. Wait, acronym. Like,
Wait, let's say each
Yeah,
other's.
so
Wait, let's say
your,
each other's.
Your name,
No,
middle
say-
initial, and then
Wait, let's say each other's.
Okay.
Brendan first.
Wait, I'm saying my own or I'm saying your
You're
guys'?
saying one of ours.
Wait, one of yours?
Yeah.
This is gonna be confusing.
Okay, you're right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Fun.
My name is Jordan Martin Freed.
Just because
No,
that's Jordan's full
JMF.
name.
Okay, I'll do
JM.
Reena.
You know, every-
Ezra.
That's right. Okay, now Brendan has to say
Reena,
something.
what? I didn't hear.
No, I'll-
There was a car.
Okay. So it's Jordan Martin Freed. So his is JM.
Every
Right, JM Pictures.
every rapper's like J something. So yo JMF. It's
Oh,
like it's like Jay Z
Oh, yeah,
and
JMF.
MF Doom. JMF.
That's so
Oh,
good.
Jordan,
See?
motherfucker.
You know, MF Doom, it meant metal fingers, not motherfucker. MF Doom.
Okay, mine would be R-I-E, Reena Eon Ezra.
Eon. Eon's like
Ski
the
on.
eon,
Eon's pretty
space,
good.
and time.
Yeah, that's right. And Brendan's is
R-I-E.
Brendan Matthew O'Brien.
BMO.
BMO.
That's right. BM mixed with BO.
BM. BMW. BU. I don't know. I see.
He's trying to
You kind
calculate
of got to
this.
think about it on your.
Yeah.
Even
Everyone listening out there, say your initial aloud and start thinking about now what this is like your name, your handle, your
your
acronym,
your rap acronym.
your rapper,
Rapronym. Everybody come up
MF
with your own
Dome.
rap-
Rest in peace, MF Dome.
So my other question was, because you were talking about being a wedding photographer.
Yes.
What, if you have any, strange stories at weddings? Or like taking
nothing
pictures,
more so
like-
strange stories. Like I've never dealt with like bridezillas or just anything
good.
crazy like that.
That's good.
But I've had like what do I say? Just shitty post feedback. Whatever is that an oxymoron?
Post feedback. No.
No.
I mean,
Because think about it. Like
Feedback can be given in...
Before?
Yeah.
Before you do something?
Before you're finished? Sure, I'll do that.
you're gonna do awful.
so
I'll give you feedback.
I did a wedding.
Before you're done?
I did a wedding in Monroe Woodbury at this fancy schmancy like Italian restaurant, and what was weird about this place, it was like it wasn't like a mansion. It was like it was a pretty big house, but the restaurant was in an old house. So it's not like say Red Lobster, Olive Garden. You have these giant arches you walk through, and anybody can come. It's like I had to like keep crawling through these teeny tiny archways and go through doors to get to these dining rooms and everything.
It seemed like you were in
it was a
Flu.
wedding of 100 people.
Oh my god.
So
it's small.
and it was a very Italian. And let me tell these Fugazi motherfuckers,
Hey.
hate. It just means fake. I think. I'm not sure.
Are you Italian, Nick?
Unfortunately.
Dude, well, you have to tell the people so that you
I'm
can
a
bash
big-
your own culture.
I'm a big dumb Guido.
Oh, there you go.
Wishes he was more Irish and Russian than Italian.
So you would have to go through these weird alleyways with your camera and stuff. So you were just like, it's like as if you were taking pictures at a murder mystery.
And think in this teeny tiny like think like one dining room was like the size of the studio we're in right now. So
Oh wow, that's small.
yeah. So I'm like literally
Small
hustling
wedding
through
party.
50 people in one room. And she's like, "Oh, take a picture here. Take a picture of them over there. Get them by the fireplace. Get them by the stair." But I'm literally, you can't see me again. I'm putting my forearms together right now, pretend I'm holding the camera, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Squeezing
I gotta make
through.
sure my face is like literally pressed against my camera. I gotta make sure everything's right.
Do you get that a lot when people are like, oh, do that one. Oh, take over this. Oh, don't forget.
All the time. So this is the thing too. The paint job on this place, it was like this, like mango-y peach orange. So everybody looks orange in the pictures. I'm like, shit. Everybody looks like they went to the Jersey Shore.
Oh, everyone's got a
And then when I put it in post and I like desaturate the pictures, they all look like vampires. You know? They're all so pale and just more ugly than they already are. So these clients were out of their minds already. I'm asking them from the beginning. I asked them. It's like, so are there any specific still shots you need, or like maybe a teeny tiny video, or someone you want to be with, or like something you do traditionally? And they're like, just do your thing. That's all the information they told me. So it's like, okay, whether I fuck up or not, you can't blame me for whatever. So, but I did a flawless job on this wedding. I desaturated all the orange off them as best as I could. I did everything they asked me to, even there. And the feedback I got was from the guy that recommended me to them. He's like, Nick, do you still have the raw pictures though? I'm like, yeah, why? It's like, yeah, they didn't like them.
They didn't like the edited ones?
Nothing at all. They didn't like anything.
Raw? Oh, so they didn't.
The feedback was
so
like.
they paid you already, did they?
No, they did.
So their wedding
So
is just ruined forever.
there's no refund.
No, this is what it was. I asked them several times, like, hey, I gave you the deliverables. What do you think? I never got their clients' phone numbers, by the way. I had to talk through like 2 separate family members.
Oh wow! Like
It was a guy that recommended me, family member, and then the bride and the groom. That's how complicated it was.
Jeez.
So then this, but what they said, they didn't like them. We
Very
looked so orange. It's like, I made you very less orange. You Trump motherfuckers. It was just stuff like that, like, just stupid stuff, like, oh, this wasn't, you didn't get these people. It's like, yes, I did. It's like, oh, they weren't cropped correctly. Yes, they were.
Oh wow.
Just like
So
after the way, it's not
people.
I didn't deal with the bridezilla for an entire day and deal with the stress of that. It's just that, hey, I think I did a good job, and someone says I didn't.
Yeah.
When I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for people? Because that's your
Sorry, Nick.
damn motorcycle.
Nick just drove away. He'll be back in a second.
We'll be back after this short message. Yeah, what is your advice for people? Because that's your freelancing gig, is photography, videography. What is your advice for freelancers?
For freelancers, let's see.
Because people are getting into that.
Sure
It's a shift with the pandemic. People are really trying to do their own stuff now and projects, and just reading more articles. We're like, yeah, you can optimize your, money, opportunities, and that, all that stuff. So. Well,
the first thing I can say to people that want to start any type of side hustle, I'm just gonna do it with photography right now. Like, I had to get away from my stupid ShopRite job, working minimum wage. I had only $20 to my name at the end of every week when I was at ShopRite. Find a full-time job till you get sick of it. Or you could keep it, establish a side hustle with the money that you can save, because I had to lay out $600 for a camera body, lenses, and just other little stuff, book bags, and whatever else you can get to it. Start off with your friends. You need to establish a portfolio, because we're nobodies. I'm still kind of a nobody. I'm trying to do as best as I can, but for the most part, who's going to hire a photographer that doesn't have any pictures, doesn't have a website or portfolio, prints, anything like that? So, take pictures of your friends, family, dogs, cats, local business, landscapes, whatever you can, until that somehow develops in, hey, can you take pictures of my wedding? Can you take pictures of my business? Can you do this and that? And you're going to have to change up your style a little bit. It can't just be same camera, same lens. I sort of developed my shit off of watching movies, really, like knowing what kind of shots are important, what would make someone's, say, building or products look good over a screen that you're going to look at and not scroll past like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, true.
It takes a lot of evolution. 2, do not have an ego, because I dealt with a lot of people, very talented people that have an ego. They're either busy, they're not finding enough work. Some people do not have any work. They're still working that shit job. They're saying, oh, I'll make it someday. It's like, well, while you still have time, do it. Don't keep fucking talking about it.
That's true. Put it into action already, because it's not like, then when are you going to do it? You keep pushing it off. When are you going to do it? And how are you going to know if it's suitable for you or not unless you try?
Yeah. Going back to the thing you were saying about how films inspired kind of like your artistic eye and your style. Are there any like directors or types of films that like kind of jump out at you that are like that have inspired the way that you look at still images in general?
I would say with like someone like Wes Anderson, it taught me the importance of like color correcting and something like that. I'm not too much of like a fan, but I know like that's what he does, like those important establishing shots on traditional film. And the color is just very, very important to him. One thing, you guys ever see Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
One thing, I keep finding trivia from the movie every day. Now, you know how, like, all the guys, they're like Mr. Pink, Mr. Orange?
Yes.
In one of the shots, Quentin Tarantino does, like, a long, long take of the bathroom or the washroom or something. And behind them, there's 2 separate containers of, like, bleach or cleaning product. And they're pink and orange. So it's sort of like, that's something I just found out. You get to see, like, do these objects in the back have anything to do with the characters? And they did.
Yes.
I guess, like, these characters are separated. Or these objects are separated because I guess these 2 don't trust each other for some reason.
There's always a purpose. There's always a reason. Definitely for a set when people, interior design, just, costume or the set, any way they decorate it, there's always
Color was always
a reason
important.
for it. Yeah.
I read something once, like Steven Spielberg in Jaws didn't have anybody wear the color red, no red cars, no red doors, because you want everything to see, like, nice and clean, and not Martha's Vineyard. What was it?
Cape. Is it Cape Cod or Cape?
Something in the New England area, but yeah, it was like supposed to be nice resort island. Everything's nice and clean. And when the shark kills someone, it's like, oh, all this excess of red. It's like it's scary to you, even for its time. It's like, oh shit, that's still kind of like could scare somebody even today.
Yo, when they had, which it's retired now, but the attraction, what was it, Universal Studios? Or was it Disney? Right, it was Universal Studios. Jaws, where they had that.
Maybe Universal?
The ride. Yeah. That thing was fucking scary. I was there as a kid, but even the animatronic fucking thing coming out there, you're like, ah! Oh my god! As a little kid, and those goddamn teeth, you're like, oh, heart attack. Oh, I can't. There's water in this boat.
Like, most of us will probably and hopefully not ever experience a shark attack, and so like that's the closest that we're gonna get to it. Even watching Jaws sometimes is like really scary still, because it's like man, like I know the shark's fake, but like that is still terrifying. The idea of being in that situation.
Also, because they would shoot in bodies of water, and they I think what was it? A part of their or some of the animatronic shark will wash up on shore somewhere else or something. Yeah. Spielberg littering in the ocean.
But like with something like that, the color is important. And what I was saying about like those establishing shots. So let's say I'm gonna do something for a wedding or someone's bit like. I'll say something about Quentin Tarantino again. He does a lot of floor shots, so he has that. He had that weird foot fetish.
And feet, yes.
But he'll have something like say at the end of a hallway or something like that, and the shot. I think it won't be like direct. The camera won't be directly on the floor. It might be like a foot or 2 above the ground, but it gives those leading lines going down and just that depth of field and focus. So you gotta think like what you could do with that. So when I do for a wedding, like I'm on the ballroom floor, I gotta make the lens a certain focal length, and I gotta like back up, I gotta move forward, I gotta focus in and out, I gotta make sure that looks good. I gotta make it look cinematic, because it's not just here's 2 people dancing. Think how many people at the wedding are filming that on their iPhone. It's like look at them. Alright, they're never gonna see this ever again. I want to make my shit memorable for
You're trying to capture the emotion, would you say, or like the feeling in the room when you're there. That'd be something if they're like, Nick, these pictures are great, but there's just a shit ton of feet. Everyone's wearing like, and we get like it's nice.
They said their vows, but all we got were their toes.
What if Quentin Tarantino directed like a wedding? He's like, okay, so this is how we're gonna do. Okay, so after you kiss, okay, you're gonna kick off your shoes. I'm gonna stare at them for a real long time, okay? All right.
Beach wedding. All right, put him in the sand.
They don't get any of like the actual like the wedding stuff.
Okay, the bride. Okay, ready. The bride is going to say the N-word. Not really. She's gonna take out a sword. She's gonna kill everybody while wearing this wedding dress, alright? And then
the wedding dress is in yellow. Samurai sword, like Kill Bill.
And then after the wedding, there's this slave. His name is Django. He's gonna save the day, okay? Alright? Robert De Niro kills a girl in a parking lot. Samuel Jackson does not like that, alright?
Your butler. We like to use your butler.
It's good cinema.
Oh,
it's good cinema.
It is good.
So watch this film.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else. So I thought color, the types of shots. What was like on the whole top? Just the way that I would film something, or just
advice in general to freelancers.
To what else?
But
to
you're
freelancers?
being specific to photography. Also, would you say, because you have a strong presence on social media?
Yes, networking.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. So, this New Jersey comedy scene, I barely hit up at all. But this past summer, when outdoor dining and outdoor activities can resume again, it's like, okay, you can't do anything in even upstate New York. I have to get back to my roots, whatever you want to say to that. So people started posting the New Jersey comedy scene, so I've been doing that once or twice a week since June last year. It's almost been a year. And instead of just being the guy that goes to the open mics, tells his jokes, and leaves, I decided to be friends with whoever I could.
Yeah.
What's weird is that
Wait, you would get stuff for your wedding photography at the open mics?
No. I'm just saying, like, the importance of networking. This is what I'm trying to get to.
Oh, you do that for comedy also.
Yeah, it's especially hard to do at a wedding because everybody's drunk or like taking pictures on their
where
phones the entire time.
Where do you get? Where are a lot of your clients? What area do you get a lot of?
Mostly by me, really.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's convenient.
But it's like what I'm about to get to. Reena!
Sorry.
Red
No,
glasses.
we need to build the anticipation.
The red glasses are intimidating, like this color.
Are they
that I was
really?
talking about. Yes.
It's like that's the blood
No,
jaws.
the little girl in Schindler's List.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, she didn't wear glasses.
Her eyesight was great.
She was blonde. She was way shorter than me. Go on. You were saying?
What was I saying?
Nick Bailey.
You talked about a very, very, very.
You brought up the red glasses. You distracted yourself.
Networking at comedy.
Networking, comedy,
Yes, yeah.
Jersey.
Instead of being the guy that comes down and just does jokes and leaves, like I decided to just hang out. People are always like, "Oh, you just gotta hang out. You gotta hit the clubs." Or it wasn't a club. I was on a lawn in the middle of Elmwood Park doing comedy. Shout out to Yusuf Goff and Carl, the Reserve Club. We did it on a lawn in between the Garden State Parkway and 287 or whatever cuts through there.
Yeah.
What?
It was like Olives and Nyack all over again because nobody fucking paid attention. But we were having fun. We were hanging out, and so I was talking to everybody, and I didn't just be like, "Oh, so I do photography." I just brought my camera, just snapped away till someone saw it, and it's picked up a lot more. People like just gave me props for it, and people were like doing their show posters and promoting themselves. Be like, "Envy Pictures, thanks for taking the picture." And I don't know what it was. It just only until a few weeks ago, dozens of people at these clubs that we hang out at, they're just like, "Yo, so what do you do with that camera? You've been doing that your entire life?" More than I've been ever asked in my life, really. So they want me to do their gigs, headshots, and it's important. It's like I'm not just going to the club to hang out with you and tell jokes. It's like I'm getting to know you too until we both see what we both want to do.
Yeah, you're also being like a businessman, and it's smart not to only specialize yourself. We talked about this before, where you have to be general. You can't be specialized in one thing. Where like, oh, I only do wedding photos.
And it's straight to the
You
point.
gotta
And
do
be
a
like, "Oh,
bunch."
if you guys need pictures taken, let me know." Think how many people already do that.
Yeah. Do you have your own studio?
I do not. I shoot on location.
Is it one of your dreams to have your own studio at your parents' place, or like just some little?
I'd love to make my entire house that I've grown up in for 24 years my studio.
No, but like the base, or like I don't know, is this little like nook, or you have a little nook or something?
This would actually be perfect for like my own studio, whatever. Just put a white backdrop against the corner. You could have all the other color palettes behind it.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I'd be
we put up
in
the
that
green
corner like a
screen
creep
here.
the entire time.
We put up the that's what we use it for.
We like creeps around here also.
I don't want no scrub.
I haven't named a stand-up special in a while. Do you still want to do that at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes!
Yeah,
Wow,
we
you
got
only-
challenge.
Just falling by the wayside.
Another night at Trenton, New Jersey. Give myself 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
Rutherford. We're in Rutherford.
Yeah, we're in Trenton.
We're in Rutherford.
Where are we, Nick?
We are in Rutherford, New Jersey. Oh yeah. Speaking of comedy special, okay, I only had 5, correct?
You had 5.
Let's see. Chewed Up, Louis C.K. Let's see. Oh my God, Louis C.K. I think that was
Really?
one.
Is it? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. My 7.
Yeah, that's
Two more,
correct.
two
You
more,
can count. Great job. 2. Are you getting to 10? 10's your marker.
Oh, these 2 are gonna disappoint you. Ready? How's it pronounced? Incorrigible, right? Crystalia.
Oh wow.
New Jersey.
Is he a New Jersey comic?
I think he was from
We got
What
big
was it?
trucks out here
Where was
making
it
all
from?
this ruckus. It's just so nice out. We got to keep the window open, right? You need
Okay,
that.
so I'm on
It's a beautiful
8,
night out.
8 and
You're on 8. Yeah.
Kid Gorgeous, John Mulaney.
All right.
That's a good
Whoa, Nick, you can't be googling.
No, I'm looking up where Chris D'Elia was in Montclair, New Jersey.
one. Make sure you keep your eye on him, Brendan.
I'm watching it.
Chris D'Elia or
Montclair.
Nick?
Both of y'all
Really,
at the same
Montclair.
time.
Montclair's great. Montclair's nice. You spent some time in Montclair, Nick.
A couple of times.
Do you always want to be in Florida and New York, or
Is Morris Plains next to Montclair?
No.
I thought because there's like Morris County, Morrisville,
Morristown.
Morristown, and I thought Montclair was just. I assumed they're with it because M.
Yeah.
I think
Eminem.
Montclair's.
Envy Pictures. Bam!
Another plug. Go.
Yeah.
Wicked
Also,
shit.
yeah. Plug it if you want to plug your stuff. Plug it, or we can plug it at the end. But
Plug it at the end.
Yeah.
what was I asked? Oh yeah. Well, future of Nick Bailey. Like, what do you? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing?
Well, thank you, guidance counselor and SS Stewart Institute.
No
That's the high school I went to.
Anytime.
Yeah.
You want to hear a fun fact about my one school guidance counselor? He called
Yes.
a bunch of girls on the JV soccer team cunts.
Yowza.
And he's still the guidance counselor, I think.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
That was like back in.
When you
I don't know
could
if
get-
I graduated or not. I
when you-
guess they were just having. The girls' soccer team sucked, okay?
When you could
Some
get,
of
well,
some
no,
of
wait,
them.
just-
Is that why they said it?
You still
Well,
don't
he
need
did. He was the
You
coach.
still don't need a he's the guidance counselor and the coach.
Yeah.
That coach
They would.
needs some guidance.
That 1 year's JV
You don't
team
need to
would
say
just
that
suck
word.
tremendous butt.
You don't need to
So
be rude.
instead of saying we have to improve, girls, he said, "Oh, these fucking cunts."
Oh my god. What you could get away with back
That's
then.
not important. What were we talking about? Me.
That's right.
What do you
Nick
do? You
Bailey.
want to be in Florida and New York a long time, or like where? I mean, I'm not asking you where do you want to settle. Like I'm just curious. Like what's in the coming year for Nick Bailey?
North Korea. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, well, have you done any traveling? Oh, have you done any destination weddings? Good.
Have you met Kim Jong Un?
So, have not
Photos
done.
at the DMZ.
If you count Delhi, New York as a destination wedding, then yes. That's where SUNY Delhi, Oneonta, all that.
Are you going to Miami soon?
I am going to
So
Miami
you're doing a
soon.
bit of traveling, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing.
I went to Las Vegas back in February. Ooh, those are the stories I wanted to tell. Do we have a lot of time
Yeah,
still?
no, go for it.
By the way, no Kim Jong Il, whoever.
the Kims.
No Kim Jong, whatever. Anybody, nobody.
I'm answering all the questions, okay?
That's right.
So, I'm going down to Miami in a couple weeks. I have a buddy down there in Deerfield Beach, which is just outside the city. But, I'm going to go to like a club again. Why not? I'm vaccinated, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, Miami.
Wait, what's a Las Vegas?
Yeah, tell us about
story?
Vegas.
I went to Las Vegas. I told you this back in February. I just had a nervous breakdown. I don't care how much money I spent. I just wanted to leave for a little bit. I couldn't fathom the government keeping on telling us, "Oh, we're reopening soon. Or it's gonna be okay soon. 2 more weeks. Wink, nudge. 2 more." I just, and especially in January, February, which is the coldest time in New York. Imagine just being cooped in your room again and again and again, watching the same Netflix, this and that, getting the same take. It's like, I'll go to fucking Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania right now. Just get me out of this New York hellhole right now. I'll be in some other hellhole. I just don't want to be in the same spot going stir crazy. So I booked a flight a month in advance, flew out of Newark, and yeah, everything was fine. The plane was fine. I expected just everybody to be like wrapped in friggin' plastic and just watching their backs. So that guy got a cough, and everybody was fine. Everybody fell asleep. It was good. Flew over the Rocky Mountains, saw the Grand Canyon again. I was like, yes, this is great. This is what I need to see. Saw the Strip, Lake Mead, and these razor sharp mountains. And I'm like, this is what I need to see new things. I've never seen sand at such a large scale before.
You ever been to a beach? What do you mean?
No, the desert. I went to the
It's
desert.
different, yeah.
But like it was crazy because
I've been to a desert.
Nah, what desert you been to?
In Israel.
I thought like Las Vegas would be like the size like Middletown or something like that. Middletown, New York, just a small scale. I know because it's a small scale city, but then you actually land and it's like, holy shit, there's these palm trees and these Spanish style buildings and casino towers. You get out, everybody's just happy that they're not in these super lockdown states I need to get out, and it was very, very relieving. I got to my Airbnb and just passed out of jet lag, but I woke up. I just had this view of Trump Tower, Hotel Spa and Casino, but then I saw Encore and Wynn and the University of Las Vegas, Resorts World. We got one in Monticello, but there's this. It was weird. The building was a giant LED screen, so I saw like these performers on the screen and just these advertisements. I'm like, oh my god, that's the one back home. And just all these. It was kind of surreal because we're in a metropolitan area where we have the biggest skyscrapers that aren't like Tokyo or wherever.
Yeah.
See, we're going down the rabbit hole, kids. Alice in Wonderland. But we're New Yorkers, really. We got this amazing skyline. It's always different to us every time we see it. But it was weird seeing the Vegas architecture because these are just curved hotels and these wacky-looking casinos with these Italian Renaissance, French Riviera themes, these Chinese buildings, and like the 1950s look. Just so much that I could like just talk about. You're just like hypnotized by all the lights. I think that's why the Weeknd song is called "Blinding Lights" because he's just running around Las Vegas and you really do get mesmerized by all the lights and colors and attractions.
So it was a nice
awesome.
escape for you.
That's
really good.
And yeah, I went to Planet Hollywood, Cosmopolitan, the Bellagio. I really just walked around a ton of casinos, really, but I only gambled in like 3.
That's the best way to do it, because then you don't like lose all your money, but you get the experience of it.
Did you make some money?
I only made like $200.
Hey, it's better than
That's a
losing
good
200.
amount. Yeah.
And I didn't really go to. I really did want to see Vegas, but I didn't go with like that mentality of I'm gonna hit the jackpot. Because I've had those moments where even like here it's like there's a casino in Monticello. We're all gonna be rich. No, I know how the fucking
how
business works.
Yeah.
Lost it all. Don't ask me how much. But I went to Las Vegas. When in Las Vegas, I just cashed out $200. I'm like, I'm good. So this paid for the rental car. This paid for I guess the Airbnb. But it's okay. I'm fine. I don't have to.
Yeah.
I did a lot of cool stuff. I shot automatic World War II weapons. I drove out to the Red Rock Canyon and Mount Charleston. It's like when you're not in the desert, you're up in the mountains again. So it kind of looked like the Adirondacks. Saw some like real Native Americans like living up there. So it's like, this is really cool.
Wow.
This is very different.
Nice.
But enough about that. Let's talk about the drugs I did.
What did you do?
So I bought edibles like every day when I was out there.
Yeah, of course.
And let's see, it's weird. Do you guys have ever tried a product that it just doesn't work for you at all?
Like weed-wise or just in general?
Weed-wise, because like I had these. It was like a non-alcoholic drink, but it had some THC in it. And I drank both of the cans, and
I haven't tried.
I just felt tired. I didn't feel like a high or anything from that.
THC beverage. I have not tried that. So I don't know my reaction to that.
I just felt tired, really, and like you get tired after smoking a little bit.
Yeah,
but like I just like, I don't feel it. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I have that experience with certain gummies because like chocolate. I feel like whenever I have edible chocolate, it always gets me high. It always gets me like really high. Same thing with like
hell yeah.
Baked goods are generally pretty good for that too. But like I've had gummies where like on one end of the spectrum, I was like, I felt tired. I had like no like high like positive feelings from it. And on the other end of the spectrum, I turned into a fucking zombie and I could barely like remember or like see like clearly anything. It was just kind of blurry.
Just because like for 3 of the days, like I was just taking gummies out there, mostly at night because I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep anyway. But like if I wasn't on the strip, I was just in my Airbnb, just watching TV or just going around the neighborhood that I was in anywhere, just getting food, whatever, and then I would just get this nice indica high out of nowhere. I'm like, this is nice. I'm in a different place getting high. I'm in the desert getting high.
And then...
Have you ever been in the desert and got high? No, you haven't.
I've never been to a desert before.
Well, I didn't. It's weird because, like I said, it's like I thought it was gonna be like a small city. It used to be just a desert, and now like the entire city took up that part. So you would have to go like out toward the canyons or out toward past Hoover Dam in Arizona. The entire region of the Sierra Nevada is like all desert and arid and some mountains, but you kind of got to get out of the city, surprisingly, that's in a desert to see what a desert would be.
Yeah.
I know people that went to Death Valley But that's in California. That's
yes, it is.
still in the same mountain region.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours from it. Like, you gotta see other shit now too.
So you had a good high, but did it turn bad?
No,
Oh.
I've only had maybe 3 weed panics in my entire course of weed smoking, and I don't really do it that often either.
I have one every day.
That maybe it's not working for you, Jordan. What are you doing? So
But the other ones are good, man. It's okay. It all bounces.
Medicine.
Maybe amphetamines are your shtick.
Yeah.
I asked you about.
Real quick.
Yes.
Have you ever taken edibles or smoked before going on a flight?
Yes.
I feel like Superman,
I don't
don't
think
you?
I have. No, I don't think I have.
No, I felt like I was the person in the building that needed to be saved by Superman. I was
Does the pressure?
I was freaking the fuck out.
Did the elevation?
Dude, I was looking out
you
my
up?
window. I was looking
fuck
out
you
my
up?
window, staring at the Grand Canyon for an hour. I'm like, this is what it's like.
It must be so. That was nice of you.
I mean, it's just like getting high anytime. Like the balance is important.
You got real high.
Yeah, because I took 2 separate cookies. And I took one earlier than the other one just because I had bought them. I didn't want them to go to waste. And I think they were 15 milligrams or 20 milligrams each, which is that on its own is a really good high for the most part. Especially because I smoke a decent amount and I'm still kind of a lightweight. I still get high pretty
You
easily.
don't need to tell me.
Besides that, I haven't done anything else other than getting drunk and getting high. I was offered Percocet out of a coffee cup in an alleyway in the middle of this strip. Because I told you the joke part, but this is what it was. I thought the entire strip was just all casinos, all popular, all resorts. No, the middle of the strip is 8 miles long. It's the airport, the Las Vegas sign, all the major ones like Caesars, Cosmo, Planet Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Then there's this middle part of it. As soon as you pass Trump Tower, it's oh wow, it actually is dangerous.
Is that the tire they demolished?
That was in Atlantic City.
Oh no, you're right.
So it was
that one's on the list.
It was Wynn, Encore. They're the 2 black buildings. The Stratosphere Tower, Trump Tower. So it's those are the last few. Some stuff under construction, but after you pass that, it's those eloping chapels, and then tons of burnt down motels, vacancies, just condemned stuff, and then. There was this one. I think it was an old Super 8 or something. I walked past. There was a guy who was like, "Little man, hey!" He shook a coffee cup and had Percocets in it.
Oh,
He's like, "You got perks? I got perks. Want perks?" And I was like,
You took one?
"No."
Oh, I'm sorry.
You disregarded it. It's I've never done anything more than smoke weed. But have you?
Nick is no.
I've never gotten high, but I have. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. That's you, Reena. That's you. You're that Mitch Hedberg joke.
What?
You're a Mitch Hedberg joke. It's I don't do drugs anymore. I still do, but I used to too.
Thank you.
Are there any drugs that you haven't taken that you are interested in?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Good.
Good. Good for you.
It's weird because some people, I've never had a vice really for stuff like that. Some people have just.
I'm walking here. Sorry. We're recording the podcast here.
I've never really had a vice for stuff because I think one of the things too, I never partied in high school. I was kind of a loser really.
Yeah,
I never had anybody to
I
hang out with after school. It was a very, very rare chance I would hang out with someone after school. And even if I did, we went hey, let's steal my dad's beers or let's smoke. I didn't have that experience, so I guess even after high school, I didn't exactly get that yet. But I just didn't have that drive to drink or do drugs or anything. Eventually, it came because women ruined my life. I'm kidding. Some stuff leads. You guys don't believe in.
Wait, specify. I didn't know.
Long story short, I didn't.
What's your advice for single people?
Stay single.
Whoa, hot take for a bunch of people in relationships.
Long story short.
Okay,
long story short, I was in a very abusive relationship.
Oh.
I never got hit or anything like
didn't
that.
know.
This was an emotionally abusive relationship. I would go out with this girl, and while we were out on the date, I'm like, "So how was your day?" It's oh, it was fine. My dad hit my sisters, stuff like that, and I was like, "Wait, what the? What are we gonna do when we go back over?" It's oh, it's fine. I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean it's fine?" I had to put myself in an environment, a violent environment and there's stuff I didn't see, stuff that I heard about the next hour, the next month. Stuff I didn't find out till like a year later from like a friend of a friend. So there was stuff they're like, oh yeah, did you hear about this and them? And yeah, they're doing this to each other and just so.
That's a lot.
Here's what's crazy about that relationship. I didn't drink at all much in that relationship. Even if we went to like bars and stuff, I would just like have a drink. Like I said, I didn't have a vice for it, but I was nervous because I didn't know how to do it. Do I drink this fast? Do I drink it slow? Do I have 10 of these? What do I do with it? I had an anxiety from it, but my ex was like, stop being such a bitch about it. Emotionally abusive relationship.
Wait, how long were you with this person?
Year and a half. And this is the weird part. Even though I didn't drink, I drank a lot after that relationship because she was an alcoholic. She really wanted me to do this thing.
Wow.
The fallout was so bad that like my other friends that I did go to bars and party with eventually got me to drink more. Nothing on them. It's like it was my choice also too. But it's weird how I didn't do it during the relationship, but I did after because I guess that was my new way of coping.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you feel like that was your way of processing it. I'm sorry.
I know I'm good. I'm over it now. Like it's what's weird too is that my old friends just told me so much more toxic, dark shit that I didn't know about after I got out of the relationship. Like she said this about you, and they're still doing this to each other, and just these horror stories that I should not even be saying on the air. I will say probably after, if you guys want the glimpse of that.
That goes on the Patreon.
This will disturb the late night, where there might not be any.
But that's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, like like you don't pick and choose your family, but that's also you don't have a specialty in dealing with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have no idea what to do in that situation. But I
didn't even have like parents that drink or my siblings. They didn't really like if they went to parties or whatever, they didn't bring me. Yeah. So like I said, I never had that experience. So when I'm put in this hellhole environment that I put myself a year and a half in. Like shit, what do I do?
Is it fair to say that like affected your future relationships, or when you would date?
I think I fucked up a couple chances with these two girls that I knew. I feel like I could have been long term with them, but I think even after half a year of being single, it's weird because like I suck at talking to women sometimes, and at that point when I was trying the dating scene again. I was still thinking about my ex, and I'm like, shit. I wasn't spiteful, but I was thinking of what it was if I was with her. Oh, I have to treat her like this. Like, oh crap, no. I'm just going back to the past again.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's also good that you gave yourself time to be in your own 2 feet again. You know, to build your own independence, and to have like you got to reset. But also, you're a charmer, Nick. Like, I really don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're. I don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah, fuck you. We think you're charming, you bastard.
We don't care what you say about yourself.
You invited me on this podcast. You're gonna hear my opinion.
No, we do. We value your opinion for sure, and we do again.
I thought I would find a hot babe in stand-up comedy, but that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well, Nick, behind this door, we have for you a hot babe.
A microphone.
No.
Oh gosh, what was the thing I was gonna say? Completely blanked. You just trying.
I like game shows. What can I say? I like doors that reveal things.
But yes. Well, I was saying like I do feel like you I don't know. You're such a swell guy, Nick. Like I don't feel.
So I'm steamy and I'm swell.
Steamy
and
the
swell. Podcast is steamy.
Am I like broccoli or something?
Yo, broccoli's my favorite vegetable if it's any consolation. So.
With lo mein, some lo mein. If you have some, I like my broccoli cooked. I don't like it raw.
I think
yeah.
Are there? I'm sorry. Gotta ask Nick. Are there any more you want to add on this list? You got 9.
No, that's it. I thought.
Right,
I just wanted to complete the challenge. I'm not pompous asshole anymore.
All right, racking in a 9.
Do you have any more questions based on like what were we saying? We were talking about females or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah,
no, I was just saying with like you gave yourself time to reset after being in those relationships and like carrying to future ones, and I don't know, like I from knowing you, Nick, personally, like you were a good guy, so I don't apologies for the shit you went through. but like really happy for what you've been building now, coming out of like the quarantine, the work you're doing, and looking forward to what you're gonna do in the future. Whether that be comedy or your photography, it's also like you do take really good pictures. So it's nice to see your work. It's nice to see your work. Last thoughts. I just want to add. I mean, Nick, if you have any last thoughts, Brendan, Jordan will chime in.
Well, you know I'm a humble guy, but I always want to run an evil empire, and it's going to be a corporate monarchy. That's what it's going to be, if that makes any sense.
Ooh, can I apply? That's my final thought. Can I apply for your evil monarchy?
Yeah, you get a 401k and any type of firearm you want.
Yo,
I don't know any for you.
Choice of firearm?
Yeah, I just want a cool
Can
uniform.
I get one of those cool small handguns the Bond girls had? You know the ones they fit in that little clutch, that little clutch
22
bag.
pistol.
The small little
Yeah.
Those are cute.
Yeah. I was thinking of the little cricket gun from Men in Black with tiny little Smith gets.
Little water gun.
Yeah, my plan is that I take over the South past the border states, just imperialize all the white people there, because it's like, now you know how it feels like.
Well, that sounds like Quentin Tarantino's last movie.
Everybody gets membership cards. Bring them to the casino. I don't know. Platinum points. You get this free T-shirt if you lose everything.
Last thoughts from Nick, Bailey, Brendan, Jordan. Anything to chime in, add in?
No, it was really great to have you. His photography is A1. His comedy shows
A1
are
like the
pretty
sauce.
good.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, do not get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. Did you want to plug anything? Do you have any handles or any social media or things that are coming up that you want to talk about and get people to come out to see?
Instagram at NVBaileyX, ENVYBAILEYX. You know, like XXX Tentacion. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. No, he's not. He got shot. In Miami. I'm going to Miami.
Wait, is it Pitbull?
Oh my God!
No.
I don't know. He's in Miami.
No, Pitbull.
Mr. Robot. Yeah.
305.
You follow me on Mindspace, Tom Anderson.
MySpace?
MySpace?
MySpace at Tom Anderson.
Hey, you're not Tom. This guy's
Ready?
not Tom.
You can't
He's
see
a
it.
fraud.
It's not bad. You guys can't see Nick Bailey right now, but look up his Instagram. It's actually that's a pretty good
Tom Anderson. I miss Tom.
Yeah.
He had a nice Instagram for a little bit.
Yeah.
Sweet. I mean, again, we will drop everything in the description, in the bio. People find your also. Upload that video.
Yeah.
Don't get to see that on social media.
Yeah. Do you have any shows coming up that are?
Oh yes. I have show June 5th, Hillcrest Entertainment. That's a Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. under a big nice tent next to a golf course. Florida, New York. Google
Lovely.
it, kids. Let's see. I got the comic strip, July 2nd, New York
Plug
City.
that hard, yeah.
There we go.
You got some rich followers out there.
Bam, bam, bam.
Comic strip when?
That was a sound effect from Hot 97, a rap station.
Comic strip when?
Comic strip, July 2nd.
July 2nd.
New York City, Manhattan,
Cool.
New Central Park, Upper East Side.
Ooh, speaking of Manhattan, we've got a show coming up on Friday.
Yes, you
Would you
do.
like to drop that?
Yeah.
You're in a theater, correct?
That's right. So at Late Night Hump, we are making our return to New York City with a new improv show called The Interdimensional, where we take you through space, time, and different dimensions and create improv comedy for you at the Players Theater. That is on McDougal Street in the Greenwich Village, and that is this Friday at 9 p.m. So check
Friday,
it out.
what? What's the date Friday?
That's the 14th.
May 14th.
May 14th.
9
Yeah,
p.m.
guys,
doors.
it's gonna be dope. We're serving alcohol there, and a little birdie told me that there will be some champagne for those who come
Champagne?
in. Champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah, and you know what?
Champagne.
If you're listening to this now, guess what? We're gonna give you 50% off. Just go on
Oh.
to the link in our bio, buy tickets, put in HUMP HUMP.
Discount code?
Yeah, and you're saving
My
half.
Maybach music.
So if you bring two people, or no, if you are two people, if you bring 3 people, then it's like you're doing buy 2 get 2 free. So
Love those deals.
yeah.
All right, people, support your local artists. Peace out. Thanks for listening.
Maybach music.